Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Red, White, and Blue show here on the Blue Podcast. An unusual, familiar host today. It's kind of one of those situations where you're down to the bare bones and you have to drag in people from all sorts of places. And today is that day where a guy who doesn't come on the show very often is hosting, and then we're talking about the NFL, but Jack's here still. So we're kind of we're working with limited resources, but anyway, of course we're still going to put an amazing show for you all. It'll be a bit of a quicker one today, but still one nonetheless. So hope you enjoy it. Obviously we've got Billy with us today. Billy,
Hi.
how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Well, I'm with you too. Amazing bunch. What can I say? This is a rare occurrence for me. So not just me. I woke up so happy about this today. And then obviously, as I said,
Yeah,
we've got obviously Jack. Jack more specializes in the NBA, but he's
Yeah,
gonna he's gonna come in. He's gonna ask me and Billy some questions. He's going to talk about some stuff. So he sounds like he knows what he's doing, and then probably go out for a beer afterwards. So how you doing, Jack?
I'm doing pretty good. Just been chilling out most of the time. NBA hasn't started quite yet. Have quite a while left, but ready to go about talking about the NFL.
NFL's better than the NBA anyway, so you're talking about the better sport out of the two, so that's absolutely fun. But so anyway, let's start. Let's start. We'll talk about some of the big talking points from game one. So week one. There was some surprises anyway, in some games which were pretty straightforward. Billy, let's start off with the Thursday night football, Bucks and the Cowboys.
yeah.
The Cowboys.
I mean,
What did you make of this opening game
I
to
mean,
the
I was
regular season?
I was really impressed, to be honest. I thought the Cowboys' offense looked very, very strong. Dak coming back from his injury, obviously, put on an absolute show for us. Um, yeah, I just think having Amari Cooper, CD Lamb now, both working in tandem, um, it just worked so well for them. Unfortunately, couldn't get the win, obviously, but that's more. I think that's more down to their defense, and I think Micah Parsons probably could have done better. I think he probably had a lot of expectations on his shoulders. Um, it's not to call anyone out in particular, but yeah, I just didn't think he really put in the shift that he could have done. But he's a rookie. We'll give him time. So yeah. Well, yeah. What
Um,
do you
no,
thought on the
I
Bucks
think
side?
it was a really, really, really good game, and
Yeah,
the thing about the one thing I took away from the Bucks is their secondary looked very suspect against that
yeah,
Prescott first game in 11 months, and it's just the Bucks defense at least the secondary like up front their defensive line is insane. Yeah,
yeah,
I think have a sniff on the run. But the secondary, the Cowboys under Dan Quinn, obviously now defense it looks better, but there's still massive holes in that. If they had a half
yeah.
decent defense, they would be a really really good team. But Tom Brady
It'd be
was
scary.
Tom Brady was having a bit of fun picking out his receivers. Jack, I would ask you, it's not so much an NFL question directly, but Tom Brady's 44 and he's still playing the sport at the highest level. Like, how do you,
Oh,
44 years old and he's still out there being one of the best in the business? That's
yeah.
it's
Well, I
insane.
guess you got to look at like a lot of vet players. If I go to the NBA, like let's say Lakers, they have a very old team. They're going to have loads and loads of experience behind their belt, making them perfect for the job. But it's the injuries that get them. That's what's going to slow them down, and it's what could really affect their winning chances.
That's fair. I'd say though, obviously, one thing the Buccaneers say it's a good offensive line. If Tom Brady was playing on an offensive line like Russell Wilson does, I don't think it would go very
He would not
well.
survive. He would not survive.
Um, yeah, but just overall with the Cowboys, Billy, do you think the Cowboys maybe are slight favourites for their division early on? When you look at the other teams that are in it.
Ooh, good question. Um, I mean, after coming back close to the reigning champions, I think it's quite hard to not look past them as one of the favourites at the moment. But just got no, I've forgotten who are in the division now. Hang on. Um,
Washington, Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys.
Okay. Yeah. You got. I mean, the Washington didn't look great this week. So, and obviously the Giants, and the Eagles. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard to look past them this year. Yeah, I can't say much more than that. I think it's not a particularly difficult division to win at this point in time.
No, it's literally it's the worst division in the NFL by quite a stretch of a mile. Moving on to your team, the Seattle Seahawks, they're getting a 28-16 win over the Indianapolis Colts. Now, there was a lot of a lot of hype, a lot of speculation going in around the Seahawks. Obviously, new offensive coordinator Sean Payton. There was a lot of hype around him, but his offense didn't lived up to the hype because Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and Chris Carson played an absolute incredible, and also your defensive line, your defense was again really good.
It held up. It really held up.
I think it was 4 sacks on Carson Wentz. Five sacks on Wentz.
Okay.
Really, it's something Pete Carroll in a nutshell. I keep Pete Carroll's Seahawks. It was a balanced game, but the offense really lived up to the hype, which everyone was. Maybe we'll see Russ Cook for the whole season rather than just a half.
Finally, yeah.
But anyway, what did you make of it?
Oh, I was over the moon, to be honest. And you watch Russell Wilson. It's just such a joy to watch him play. Like the way he just makes it look so easy. And I think he's connected with Tyler Lockett for a 70-yard touchdown on an absolute rainbow throw. It's a money shot, and it's just I love to see it, and I hope, and fingers crossed they keep letting him cook like that, and we are definitely in with a shout at the division. Like, because I think I'd argue like the Seahawks division is one of the most difficult to win, with Arizona and LA in there. So I think to be there it's going to be good.
That's probably fair. In terms of the Colts, see the play. Carson Wentz wasn't meant to play that game.
No,
because he had a foot injury and then he had a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So do you think maybe starting Carson Wentz wasn't really the right decision?
Fully. I think it was rumored to be. I think they gave a 5 to 11 week window for him to get better. I think they said in the preseason. So for him to come back after he played in the preseason, didn't he? I think towards the end. I think didn't he?
No, he didn't play in the preseason.
That's my fault then. But do more research. No, so for him to come back in at this point in time, I think probably it was a bad call just by the coaching staff. Just give him another couple of weeks, I think. Make sure he's like 100%, because if he gets injured again, I don't think he's gonna be struggling for a team, for a spot at least.
Jack, just to say about Russell Wilson, he's 1.8 meters tall. How the hell is he such a good quarterback? Like, how can he see people downfield? Like, it's actually insane how a guy so small has the vision that he does. Because I remember in college, he was being told he'll never be a quarterback. He's not tall enough. He's not physical enough, and now he's one of the best in the league by a mile. It's could you do it if you were really small?
I mean, I guess if you really put like the effort in, like you gotta have like a proper good arm to throw like that, and if he has the eye for the good pockets and stuff, then he's always gonna do well. It's just quite small, isn't it?
I just don't know how he does it. Also, I want you to take a guess, obviously without using Google. What age do you think the Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll's turning, or did turn this week?
I just guessed 40s.
Nope, 70.
Oh shit.
Pete Carroll, I don't know how Bill. I don't know how he's still head coach. He runs up and down that sideline like he's an 18-year-old.
he was being outstanding shape for his age. So I mean, how he's not like had like a heart condition, like the amount of pressure he's under as well. Like he's constantly running up and down. He's screaming. He runs the locker room with such aggression and like passion.
Got
Like
to think
how he's
about the
not.
amount of cigars and stuff as well.
Well, moving on to the Texans and the Jags very quickly. Obviously the Texans are going to be without Deshaun Watson, which we assume to see the whole year. So Tyrod Taylor is their starting quarterback this season. 21 out of 33 passes for 291 yards, 2 touchdowns. You couldn't really ask any more for a guy who is trying to step in the boots of Deshaun Watson.
No, not so. He did everything in his power, and he came off a treat by the looks of it. Well, evidently, it wasn't the greatest Jags defense, in fairness. Yeah, but you know, it's a new quarterback for the Jags. It's a new head coach for the Jags, and it's just I think they just got to get time. It's just going to come with time. I think. Trevor Lawrence is his first career loss out of high school, college, and juniors, I believe. And so, like, when you've got a kid who comes in and he's winning that, he's just so used to winning. It's kind of hard for him to stop winning. I think at that mentality.
Just see what the Texans. Do we think the Texans? Obviously, the Texans. They were at the bottom of everyone's power rankings coming into the season. Obviously, the defense is basically non-existent. Their offense is pretty. Like I said, obviously, what was their best player is obviously now out for so many reasons. He doesn't want to play for the Texans, also with the loss that's facing them. Do we think that? Do you think we'll see the Texans do what the Jags did last year to win their first game and then just lose every single game for the next 16 weeks?
I mean, haven't they been doing that for the last few years? No. No, I don't know. I mean, it would make sense for them to not to tank it, obviously, but it would make sense for them to like not go as hard this year and then come out next year. I mean, it's not like I can't. We'll have to wait for the college and see how it turns out this year, but it's not looking like a massively stacked class. I mean, they've got holes everywhere. In fact, to the Texans. So if they can get like a few good picks, hopefully they've got some this year. I'm not sure how many they've got after trading them all away.
Would they be playoff worthy then, or not?
No. They definitely need at least 2 or 3 more years to draft in or pick up some more players in free agency. They are.
Looking at the Jags who are in rebuild, so let's look at Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence's guys are quite scary. So he threw for 51 times against the Texans. 51 times, only completing 28 passes for 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And then you look at Josh Robinson, who was a very promising running back for last year. He only carried the ball 5 times for 25 yards. Then a familiar face to Belly, Carlos Hyde, only carrying the ball 9 times for 44 yards. So, do you think it was a bad decision by Urban Myers to put all the pressure on Trevor Lawrence in week 1?
No, absolutely. It definitely is. Like the James Robinson ran. I think he ran for nearly 1,000 yards last year. I think.
Something, yeah. An undrafted rookie for an undrafted rookie as well for what he did last year.
Yeah, exactly. So he really pulled out all the stops last year. And so to not feed him seems a bit silly. So I don't know what Urban Meyer was thinking or what his game plan was going into it. But unless he just wanted to see how Lawrence played against a half decent defense, maybe. But obviously they lost, so the game plan wrong. But like I said, it's a new head coach, new system. It's going to be time. It's just time together. That's all. I think that'll come good second half of the season once everything's starting to gel in.
Eagles beating the Falcons. Also, the Falcons are just getting worse and worse. I feel bad for Matt Ryan because I think Matt Ryan still has a lot to offer as a starting quarterback, but
Yeah,
the Falcons are just getting worse and worse and worse. There's nothing else to add to that.
yeah,
The Eagles,
yeah,
Jalen Hurts play well. See the new Eagles starting quarterback. He free for 35 times, completing 27 of them for 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. That was a really good game for Jalen Hurts, but
yeah,
against that Falcons team, doesn't take very much.
yeah. Similar to the no, I'm not saying. Similar to the Texan defense. Texan to the Jags and Texan defense. They don't really have a secondary at all. There's no one notable in there. The Falcons. The Falcons really needed. They went quite heavy on offense this draft, didn't they? Like obviously drafting Kyle Pitts number 5. And I've forgotten the rest of their picks. But yeah, I think they really need, if they're gonna make the playoffs this year. I mean, with Matt Ryan, I think he's an ex MVP. I think you can't not put something on him, like to at least try give a good go to get into the playoffs. But it's not looking good at the moment.
Let's see what was next. So, one of the surprise results: the Steelers going to Buffalo, winning 23-16.
Yeah,
To put it very simply, the Steelers' offense this game was literally non-existent. It was they got no more than 250 yards on offense, which is really really bad.
that's not
For
hard.
But they won this game for one simple reason: a block punt on special teams won them this game. It shows though how important special teams though can be. You know, they can be the big difference maker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, totally. Like special teams is if you win. There are three parts in football: offense, defense, special teams. Like if you win 2 of the 3, you're going to win the game realistically. And you with a block, you block a punt. I think that sort of it's a tone setter. Like it sort of gives you an idea of like how things have gone. And then obviously the Steelers defense is pretty stacked with their front line doing a lot with like TJ Watt and Cameron Hayward. Like they're just pulling out, they're going hard at them. And yeah, they shut down Josh Allen really well as well. So like, obviously,
Yeah,
great day
well,
there.
just on the Josh Allen threw 51 times, only completing 30 passes, 270 yards, 1 touchdown. He really struggled with that Steelers defense. Like they couldn't run.
Yeah,
No. Singletary carried the ball 11 times for 72 yards. They really they had no answer for the Steelers defense, which is looking scarily and worryingly bad. Ravens band could. Just on special teams. Obviously, special teams is like basically people you basically go on a pitch and you just hit it. You hit the other person as hard as you can. I could just see Jack doing that. Jack just going on the pitch and just running around hitting everyone as hard as he physically can. Would you play
No
special
regard for his
teams?
own safety.
You know, and people do sign. You know, the 50-man roster. The teams do sign just for special teams. But would you count yourself as a special teams guy, just running into people and causing mayhem?
I think a bit of mayhem would be fun, but not sure if I have the build for that.
Better Billy, I wouldn't do it. I think you have to be a bit crazy to play special teams.
No, it's fun. It is fun with the experience.
So just some quick fire games. The 49ers beating the Lions, so the Lions nearly came back and made a comeback in that game, but the Niners won that game. As expected, the Lions are definitely a contention to go winless to go this year without it. Jared Goff, he's absolutely awful. He's not a quarterback at all.
Well, I mean, he did score 33 points on a half decent 49ers defense, but
no, they're both were field goals. Like I don't think Icefield only had two touchdowns, 3 touchdowns and an interception. But
yeah, so it's not too bad. They've got a decent. It's 49ers do have. They've got a pretty strong defense this year, don't they? They've got where are you? Yeah, they've got. Yeah, no, field goal, touchdown. Yeah, no. So they tried, but it's a I've lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys.
Oh, don't worry, the Lions are awful anyway. So the Panthers like the Jets. Sam Darnold getting revenge. Nothing to it.
Yeah.
Just the Jets being. the
Zach
Jets.
Wilson looked pretty good in that game too, though.
He didn't.
No, he did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
For a guy, for a guy who's literally in the Jets, I think he did. I think I do agree. I think he did a good job.
Well, that's a pretty low scoring game as well. 14-19 for Panthers to win.
Yeah. Neither team really wanted to score. It was pretty.
Was it bad
slow
offense or really good defense?
It was bad offense.
Okay.
Both teams don't have very good quarterbacks, running backs, or receivers.
Even for the 49ers and the Lions, was that good offense or bad defense?
Bad defense.
Bad defense.
That's definitely bad defense.
If the 49ers are giving up that much yards to Jared Goff, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So the Buccaneers beat the Giants 27-13. It was actually seen at a time that the Giants' offensive line were blocking each other rather than the defense. The Giants are like, I don't care what people say. I think Daniel Jones might be contented to be the worst quarterback this year in the NFL. Like, I think he's no more than the backup now. I think he's all. I just don't think as a starter he could do it. I would rather have. I think Giants would take Jack a quarterback rather than Daniel Jones at the moment.
Yeah, this is going to be his make or break year, realistically, as like a starting quarterback for a team. Like, you can't. If he plays well this year, well, I mean, early signs are saying contrary, but like if he pulls out the bag this year, he's going to get a pretty hefty contract, I think, like to re-sign. And then, but if not, it's either like make it big, you're going big or going home, realistically.
So the Dolphins beat the Patriots 17-16. It was a game of two defenses, two very defensive-minded coaches, two very young quarterbacks. But I think that's a really good win for the Dolphins. I think.
Yeah.
I think for the Patriots, it's a bit of a letdown. So, well, let's move on to probably the biggest upset of Week 1. The Saints beating the Packers 38-3. Obviously, the Saints were the home team, but we're playing in Jacksonville, obviously, due to the hurricane. Now, Jack, I'll come to listen, the Packers obviously very well known in the NFL. And Rodgers is very known around the world, but like even as a guy who doesn't know too much about the NFL, you're probably scratching your head at this, figuring out where the hell did this come from? Especially when the Saints don't have Drew Brees anymore.
I mean, like that's like someone scoring in the NBA like 150 points to like 20. But you just shouldn't be getting that in games really at all. It must have been really bad offense and defense from Packers, and I don't think they'll recover from this, like, because it is again a mental game, isn't it? This is gonna gloom over them for the rest of the season, isn't it?
So, these stats were actually really, really, really scary. So, Aaron Rodgers, MVP of last year, he threw 20 times, but only completed 15 of them for 133 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and ended up being replaced by Jordan Love, the young guy they drafted 2 years ago. But Jameis Winston, a guy who was known for interceptions galore at the Buccaneers, he only threw 20 times, but 148 yards for 5 touchdowns. Like, it's like the stats. It's just like Aaron Rodgers and Jameis Winston kind of switch bodies for him, because you'd expect it to be the other way around.
Well, yeah, no, you would expect that, but I think Jameis Winston was known for throwing interceptions because he was throwing 50 times a game in Tampa Bay, wasn't he? He was throwing way more than he should have done. But then he got his eye surgery. He got his laser eye surgery done. You can see clearly now, and he's throwing 5. He's throwing 5 touchdowns. But it helps. He's also got a running back now as well, in Alvin Kamara. Like, just to back him up if he you can always check it down, or he can call a running play instead of having to put it all on himself to win the game. He went into a bit of hero mode, and now he doesn't really have to do that anymore. So I think things are looking up for him.
Moving on to the Titans and the Cardinals. The Cardinals win at 13-13. Derrick Henry only getting 58 yards for Derrick Henry. Chandler Jones had 4 sacks in the first quarter. With a D line of Watt and Chris Jones. So my English was my screwing up there.
Yeah, that's fine.
This Cardinals team and Conor Murray, who's obviously very quick. Yeah, this Cardinals team could be a very annoying. Obviously, well, Seattle have to play them twice with the O-line that Seattle have, so Russell Wilson could be running for his life. But what did you make of the Cardinals week one? Was it is it a worry, or do you think it was just their annual good game that they tend to have?
Oh, I don't know. It does feel worrying. Like the Tennessee have a great O-line that is severely underappreciated. And the fact that Derrick Henry only got, did you say 50 yards?
54.
Yeah, 58. Oh, so, okay, yeah. That's so uncharacteristic of them to not feed him. They didn't feed him as much either. He got 17 carries, which I think he's probably averaging a few more than he normally would. But yeah, I think it's more of a bad game from Tennessee than a good game, or than like a really good game from Arizona. But like they sort of coincided, which just sort of ended in a bit of a collapse on Tennessee's part.
Bengals beating the Vikings 27-24 in overtime. I didn't expect this result. Bengals actually winning the game for once. Vikings, Kirk Cousins just continues to show why he'll never be a top quarterback because just too inconsistent. Chiefs and the Browns. What a game! But this is a brilliant game. The Chiefs, they're insane. I'm absolutely dreading playing them here in week 2. But also, I think another point for me is I think once again it shows Baker Mayfield cannot handle pressure in games. An interception to lose the game, to give the ball back to Kansas City. Any taking points away from you?
Well, they started really well. I think the pressure. That's a good point with the pressure because they came out firing the Browns. They I think they scored on their first drive and then got the 2 points afterwards. He came out. Yeah, but it was almost so Baker Mayfield did not get a single touchdown. He didn't throw for any. But yeah, for Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt to come together to run the show like that is a good effort considering Kansas City were also like in the Super Bowl last year. Like they're one of the favorites at the moment to run it back. So I think it's a good effort from the Browns. Yeah, Baker did choke, but I think the signs are good.
Jack, Patrick Mahomes, he's just a little bit good, isn't he? You know, he's nothing special.
I mean, I've heard a lot of good things, and didn't he do his ankle in last
toe?
Last Super Bowl? Oh, toe. Yeah.
Broken.
So, is that all good now? All sorted and cleared?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like he was doing what he was doing last year with a bad toe, but a fully fit Mahomes is just. I don't look forward to it. I'm dreading it. 2 more games very quickly. Rams 34-14. Mark Stafford had a good game. You know, the Rams have had defense plus a good offense equals probably Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, scary times. Yeah, I'm dreading playing them. I'm dreading playing the Cardinals and the Rams at the moment. Like they're just too. It's just they're like they've got a lockdown. So Jalen Ramsey, obviously, he's the best corner in the league. Not like bar none. And then now they got Matt Stafford who can throw bombs to like Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Like it's just not. It's not a fun thought for me, quite frankly.
Let's also just remember Aaron Darnold running out every
Yeah,
single quarterback in the
yeah,
league.
yeah. With the Seattle O-line, it's not very fun.
And then you've got Sean McVay. He's also a very, very good head coach.
Very, very good coach.
And then
Yeah.
Next week, Chiefs have Ravens as well. How do you think that will go down?
Oh, well. Listen, the Ravens O-line against the Raiders was abysmal. Like, I've never seen a worse performance from an offensive line in my life. Like that, it was like I know Lamar Jackson's a running quarterback, but oh my, he was running no matter what. No matter what the play was going to be. The O line was capitulated. The three fumbles that Lamar had, they were bad. There was no way the Raiders should have got a touchdown. So we should have got a field goal with 30 seconds left and no timeouts. It was just a really poor game. But it was a poor game in terms of turnovers on the fumbles, and then our defensive play calling by Wink Martindale was criminally bad. And we literally did blitz after blitz, and Derek Carr just kept destroying us over the top. So I don't think we'll beat the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to beat us by 2 scores. Mahomes will destroy us. I think. I just don't. I think we're a team that is still trying to. Obviously, we suffered 5 ACL injuries to 5 starters this year before a ball was even kicked, and I think it's just going to for us to gel. Devon Freeman has been promoted to the 50-man roster in the last couple of hours, so he's obviously going to start against the Chiefs. So hopefully that will help us in the run. Hopefully that will help us in the running game. But yeah, I don't look forward to playing Kansas. I think Kansas City's going to lose 2 games in the regular season.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
But fair play to the Raiders. I thought the Raiders did really, really well. Good win for them.
I mean, obviously Derek Carr coming back in, throwing for 435 yards it's a pretty good day at the office for him.
We made it easy for him. I'm not going to be too salty because I don't be. I don't because I always think if we sat here and spoke about the Ravens game anymore, I'm going to have to do a jack and go get a couple of beers in me early on. So. But anyway, we'll move on to our power rankings now for the NFL. I think we're doing top 5. I think we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Top 5. Jack, have you got any power rankings? Any listed up just to throw it out there?
Well, we were expecting Conor to be here, so I'm just gonna do my NBA ones quickly because I didn't do an NFL one. So I said Lakers, then Brooklyn Nets, Bucks, then Warriors, and then I'm thinking 76ers for 5th. Anyway, hopefully I'll have a little argument with Conor about that later on.
I'm sure Conor should be back with us. Should be back with us next week. Billy, what's your top 5 for power rankings for the NFL?
Right. So top 5, I'm thinking number 5, Steelers. They smashed the Bills. Well, they beat the Bills down. That's shutting down Josh Allen's a big thing for them. Number 4, Seahawks. I can't not. Number 3, Cardinals. They're just looking really, really good. Then probably number 2, I'm going to chuck Buccaneers in there. Tom Brady, you can't really keep him too quiet for much longer, can you? And then number 1 is obviously going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Like they're just too good at the moment.
My number 5, Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks, if they play like that all year, they're going to be in the Super Bowl because you can't stop Russell Wilson when he's playing like that.
Once he's cooking, you can't stop.
And then when he's got Adams, just busy doing everything. I don't know if you see it, but there was a time, but I think it was when Carson Wentz was going for the quarterback sneak on the 4-for-1. Jamal Adams jumped over. He jumped over the O line of the Seahawks, which was absolutely. And then you got Bobby Wagner. I think the biggest issue for the Seahawks is the cornerbacks. If a good quarterback, if a good quarterback targets the corners, that could be an issue. But I'm 4 Rams. They just look so good. It's. I can see why the Bears didn't play Justin Fields against them. I can see why Andy Dalton was given the
Yeah.
ugly job of playing against that Rams team. Um, number three, I've got the Ravens. I'm joking. I wish. I wish a bit of something. Number three, I have the Saints. I thought the Saints just looked really, really good. Like on both sides of the ball, just looked so solid. And if James Winston can play like that all year, the Saints will make the playoffs. And then I've got the Bucks number two. You know, the Bucks did very well, but their defense, especially secondary, looked a bit suspect. And then the Chiefs, because from bloody Chiefs are just
It's the Chiefs. Yeah.
Mahomes and Andy Reid aren't going away anytime soon. That's a partnership that's going to go on for a long time. But I hate the fact because they're in our conference, meaning that we have to get past them to get to the Super Bowl, and it's quite depressing. But yes, that brings the end. That brings the end of the power rankings. They're very short, very quick. I think this is probably something we're going to do every week. Maybe just we'll keep up to the end of every week. Jack will probably just keep giving the same NBA ones until the NBA's back.
Yeah, it'll stay the same unless a little bit of trading happens. And yeah.
Is there anything else you two want to add? Any questions or anything you want to bring up, or are you happy enough?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Yeah, no questions.
All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining the Red, White, and Blue show here tonight. Today, I hope you very much enjoyed it. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Any questions you want to ask, please do let us know. Obviously, any NBA people want to ask Jack any questions, because he's on here just to basically show off his beautiful face. Just because he's that nice. He's that nice. I just wanted to come on here and be here.
Got to get the minutes into the show. Yeah.
And also because he's just going to get told off by Tom. You see when Tom comes back from Spain. So
yeah, got a scary boss.
Don't worry, we'll put a good word in for you. We'll put in a good word for you, Jack. Don't worry. Billy, thank you very much for coming on again. Hope the Seahawks lose.
Yeah.
I don't know who Seattle are playing. I think it's. It's not the Eagles, but I don't think it is.
Win on week 2.
Oh, it's not the Eagles. I know it's not. It is the Titans without Derrick Henry coming.
I mean, yeah, I think it's going to be the running backs realistically. Chris Carson, Derrick Henry. Whoever runs the ball better. I mean, it's obviously going to be the Titans that run the ball, but like, if we can stop them, like any which way, if we follow up on how the Cardinals did, I think we'd do all right.
Oh dear. That's good for enough. Do you think the Ravens are going to beat Kansas City? Probably not.
No.
It would be a big upset, wouldn't it?
It wouldn't be.
You put them both up higher, didn't you? Like right at the top of your power rankings.
It wouldn't be a massive upset because the Ravens are a very, very good team. They're just suffering from a lot of injuries. Like our starting left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the league, Roy Stanley's just been ruled out for the game. So our already damaged offensive line has now just lost its best lineman. So it's tough times. You know, when your team loses all three of them back to AL injuries, you know that you're in for a very tough time. It's like Jack, you support Man City, don't you?
No, I support Liverpool.
Well, it's like Firmino, Salah, Mane, literally all getting injured with torn ACLs. It's not very nice.
Trouble.
But as I said, thank you everyone for joining. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the Blue Podcast. For every one like on this video is every like that the Seahawks are going to lose on Sunday against the Titans. And for every like, that means it's another shot that Jack has to take. So
we can do that, yeah.
we'll bring you live action. Tom will get that arranged. So thank you for everyone for joining. We'll see you in the next Red, White, and Blue show with more familiar faces. So thank you everyone. Bye bye.